Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And it's been rumored that Moro, the original Elemental Master of Wind, and the main antagonist of Season 5, will return in the third season of Dragon's Rising. Now, we don't know 100% if these rumors are true, but we've gotten several leaks saying he'll return. As well, he's recently appeared in one of the Ninjago comics, and they already have his voice actor, Andrew Francis, on hand, since Andrew is also Cole's voice actor. So I'd say there is a fairly decent chance that he will come back. And while I do trust that if the writers bring back Moro, they'll have a good reason for it. But despite that, I'm still really worried that it might mess him up. Moro had a pretty much perfect story with a perfect ending, and I don't want that to be ruined. Master Wu decided to take Moro in as his student after he caught him digging through his trash trying to find food. Moro was a great student, and also so happened to be an elemental master. Wu saw potential in Moro and believed he could become the Green Ninja. After Wu told him this, the idea of becoming the legendary Green Ninja got to Moro's head so much that when the golden weapons didn't respond to him, he got extremely mad, believing that Wu had betrayed him. To try and prove Wu and Destiny wrong, he set out to find the first Ninjutsu Master's Realm Crystal, something that Wu wasn't able to do. After years of searching, Moro ended up getting himself killed in the Caves of Despair, and his soul was sent to be trapped forever in the Cursed Realm. That was until Garmadon opened up the Cursed Realm to free the Anacondrae that were banished there and to stop Master Chen. Moro managed to slip out during that time and would go on to possess Lloyd, find the Realm Crystal, and give himself the title of Green Ninja. In his final moments, as the Cursed Realm was trying to pull Moro down into the water with her, Moro realized his mistake, gave Wu the Realm Crystal, and allowed himself to be pulled under the water, effectively killing him. But that's not where Moro's story ends. In Day of the Departed, Sensei Yang brings a bunch of past villains back from the dead, including Moro, and gives them an opportunity. If each of them can kill at least one of the ninja, then they can take their place in the living world and be given a second life. Moro decides to give up his third chance at life to warn Master Wu about Yang's plan and inform him that Cole is in trouble. He then willingly goes back to the Departed Realm, knowing that that's where he belongs. And that's where Moro's story ends. It's by far one of the best stories Ninjago has to offer. It's pretty much perfect. I can't really think of anything wrong with it. Having Moro help the ninja and then willingly go back to being dead is probably the best thing Day of the Departed did. It wasn't needed, but it gave him a really satisfying ending. And that's what I'm worried about. Moro's story had such a perfect conclusion, and that's what I'm worried about. There was no need for Moro to come back, and like I've said before, I don't want his sacrifice to be ruined. Now, I have had one idea of how Moro could be integrated into the story of Season 3, and it involves Eren. Eren and Moro are similar in a lot of ways. Moro was Wu's first student and Lloyd is Eren's first. Wu promised Moro that he would become the Green Ninja, and that when he didn't, he felt betrayed and went down a dark path. Lloyd promised Eren that they would find his parents, but they've made zero progress in the past year, which has now made Eren feel lied to and betrayed by the person he's looked up to his entire life, and is now starting to go down a dark path. Now I'm going to summarize my theory that I made a month and a half ago at this point, since my theory in this video is going to be building off of that theory. Eren will return to the monastery to be a spy for Roz, learn about the dragon icon, steal it, and give it to Roz. Now, this new part of the theory will take place the night after Eren returns with the icon. Eren will be staying outside wherever he and Roz are staying, just thinking about life. Stuff like, did I really just do that? Betray my three best friends, my teacher, the people I've wanted to be like my entire life? And then Moro will just kind of show up out of nowhere, similar to Macaque. After a few seconds, Eren will recognize Moro and ask why he's not dead. And this will be where Moro explains how he's here. Anyways, Moore's been watching the ninja for a few months at this point, going back and forth on when or even if he should tell him he's back. And while he hasn't seen everything, like he wasn't there for the EGOT training or the Tournament of Sources, he was still able to put together what Eren's going through. They chat for a little while. Moore shares his experiences and gives Eren some advice. Not enough to make Eren forgive Lloyd and Sora and abandon Roz, but enough to get him thinking about things and reflecting on the past few months in a new light. More will then leave, maybe because they hear Roz starting to wake up or something. It would be a fairly short scene, and maybe it would seem out of nowhere, but I think it works as long as Moore's return is foreshadowed earlier. And then at the end of the season, Moore will be watching as Eren officially rejoins the ninja and apologizes, though he's not careful enough and Lloyd will spot him. Lloyd's at first cautious and confused, but after Moore tells him that he's not here to hurt anything, they exchange a few lines and then go their separate ways, and Moore will remain a secret between Lloyd and Eren for the time being. I think that if Moore's return is at least somewhat like this, then everything will be fine. Though I don't know if the community would think the same. One problem that some people have with Jay and DR so far is that he's barely been in it. And that's at least partly because people have gotten their expectations way too high. Back during Season 1, it was leaked that Jay would be in Episode 17, and people probably expected him to have as much screen time as Cole did in the previous episode. So when he had less than a minute of screen time, people were disappointed and mad. Then, during Season 2, when we saw an Evil Jay minifigure was coming in one of the sets, people got really hyped to see Evil Jay in the season. And when he was only in one episode, people were even more mad and disappointed. Season 2 wasn't meant to be Jay's villain arc, it was just meant to set it up and shock the viewer. But since that twist was revealed in sets, the scene didn't have nearly as much shock value, and just left people disappointed since they got their expectations too high. And you know what? I haven't seen a single person complain about Jay's scene in episode 8 of season 2. And that's probably because people didn't go into that part of the season expecting to see a lot of Jay, if any. And the same thing could happen to Moro. If he does come in one of the sets, then people might expect him to play a huge role in the season. So if he's barely in the season, people might get mad at that. But in the end, even though I trust that the writers can pull this off, I'm still going to be going into the season very cautious and worried. What do you guys think about Moro potentially returning? And with that, if you enjoyed, I'd really appreciate it if you took 2 seconds to like and subscribe. Bye.